folks, Ariel over here with the next steps on our house build. If you want some background before this, go check out 2 videos ago, or I'll try to link it at the end of this one, with what we got to up to this point, which was basically removing the topsoil. Somebody asked, what do you do with the topsoil? It'll basically mostly be going back around the house, but for the moment Clay moved it all off to the side so that we will have it to put back around the house surface. And of course, because we're not putting it in the center of the house, some of it will be left over and will probably be used to fill some future garden beds. But anyway, now we're going below the topsoil. By we, I mean Clay, obviously, digging here.
I think that's about the grade. It's close. I'll have to shoot it here pretty quick because 7'6" is finished top wall.
So it repainted the perimeter of the house lines onto the surface there, and now is digging out our cellar, which, as you can see here, is pretty rocky. We don't have massive boulders like some people in some places, but from that topsoil layer on down, it's everything from, rocks I can just barely pick up to, small stuff fist size to pebbles to kind of rocky sand. Even the parts of that look soil-like are just very small rock. Anyway, so moving around through here, digging this all out, and then get to go on to the next steps. Here's a little bit of a close-up for a second of what the material looks like in that side wall. The depth is going down to being, the cellar ended up being just tall enough to walk around with, and it's going to have a dirt floor, dirt and a lot of rock, because that's what's down there naturally. And as you're going to start to see the kind of divider lines showing up, our divider line showing up in the center here, the footers are going to go around the edge, and there'll be a center support wall, and then the dirt, gravelly, rocky floor will fill in between that. So he was trying to avoid digging down too much of that. That'll have to be refilled once the concrete is poured. So that's why you see a kind of interesting pattern develop here in a minute. In the next video, you get to see pouring the concrete footers. But anyway, he spent quite a few days digging and then piling the material off to the side, and then firing up the skid steer and moving those piles further off to the side to have them out of the way for the building process. Now, some of that material will be coming back in and be backfilled up against the foundation cellar walls once they're poured, and some, of course, will not refill the cellar, so we'll have some of this material left, which we'll probably use to build some kind of berm, swale, some more of that infrastructure around the property and plant things on. But that'll be a bit down the road. Anyway, so this involved a lot of working till very late at night, just moving this material. I'm very thankful to have a machine to do it, because I can't even imagine trying to do this kind of thing by hand with a shovel. But anyway, there wasn't much I could do to be useful for this stage of the building process. So while Clay was working on this, I was just managing all the rest of the regular household things, taking care of the animals and the meals and watering and harvesting things from the garden and, doing the laundry and all that kind of basic stuff. So that is what's happening here. And then lots and lots of hauling the material away off to the side to have room to keep digging and working. And like I said, some of that material will be coming back, but it's piled out of the way for now. In some places while I was working, we did have to run sprinklers because it's been so brutally dry and dusty. I think at this point in the summer we'd had less than an inch of rain since last year. Now, as I'm actually getting this out to you, we've had almost 2 full inches of rain since last fall. So in the past year. Now there was snow in between there, of course. But anyway, it's been brutally dusty and dry. So places here we did run the sprinkler to try to just keep the dust settled. But it has been very, very dry. Here in just a second, you're going to see the pretty much finished hole. which looks way big to me because you have to dig it out extra big on the sides in order to be able to get your wall built before you backfill. So right now it seems like it looks really massive. So we've had about 5 rainstorms today. This is how wet the ground has gotten. But you can see the raindrops. Really shortly, we will have the next step, pouring the footers. Thanks for spending your valuable time with us.
I hope you learned something interesting and useful.